Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube channel. I thought I'd just bring you another video, and this time is more so focused around placement applications. I did one that talked about the process, and now I'm going to talk about things you should be asking yourself before you even start applying for placement, as I think it's very important to actually have a full grasp of what placement means, how it will affect uni life, but also the doors that it may open for you. So number one, and I think this is very important specifically because I thought about it, but I didn't think about it too in depth, which I'm slightly regretting now, but that is, how does it impact your graduation? So the way my uni does it is my placement year only counts for 30 credits, which is one semester's worth of credits, meaning that after my fourth year, I have an additional semester to take, which then puts me at a much later graduation. And I'm still a little iffy about what the graduation date actually is, because I've asked a couple people and one person said it would be June and the other person said it would be October, which if it's October, that's basically 9 months. No, yeah, I think it is roughly 9 months of me not having uni and potentially not being able to work, because I don't know whether people will ask for actually being graduated at that point. I know some companies are flexible, but given that time frame, that will be about 9 months with no degree yet. And June, which would be slightly better, is still a while away. So really talk about and have a think about how it impacts your graduation. So that's asking your university, people that have gone on placement before from your university as well, as they are very, very important questions to ask. Number two is, do you actually have the drive to undertake the applications? And this one I think is particularly important if you're doing sort of a CS base, because I think there's ones that have a very long application process as well. I mean, the only other place I know is investment banking, but I don't know whether they do. No, I think they do placements, but yeah, it's actually, do you have the drive? Because 9 out of 10 times you're not going to be very lucky with the first one you apply to gives you an offer. The first one you apply to will probably not even respond to you after the initial screening test. So it's actually about the drive, the determination to continue applying, even if it seems that there's no end in sight. And for me, I want to say, I can't remember exactly how many I applied for. I want to say I applied for 20, but bearing in mind the way I applied, I was also applying for internships as well, because I wasn't too set on doing a placement. But yeah, it's, do you actually have the drive to continue doing application processes? And it's going to get repetitive, because the initial form you fill in, that is always going to be repetitive. And then with computing, the most I've seen is the initial video interview, which is just your online submit videos on higher view sort of style ones, and then you've got the actual coding assessments. And I think where a lot of people drop out, where I drop out a lot of them, is for the coding assessments, because when I applied was the middle of coursework season, so did I really have an hour to set apart to be coding and solving another problem when I could be solving my coursework? So that's something you also have to bear in mind. Do you have the drive? Do you have the time as well? And do you have the resources to be doing it? Number three, and I think this is the last one you think about before you start applying and looking, and that is, are you actually ready for the workforce? And that's not a dig or anything, because some people aren't ready. Some people prefer the uni style because they feel like they have to learn more, or they just like the way and the teaching style of that, which is, I feel a lot of people also continue for a master's, PhD, because they like the style of learning, so they don't really want to enter a workforce which is 9 to 5 office work, working for someone else, and not really your development and learning. So it's a question of, are you ready, or are you wanting to enter the workforce? Because it is a big jump from uni, especially since you'd be doing it in your third year, so you've had 2 years of teaching, which isn't really a lot of time, and then you're jumping in to see what it's like in the workforce while you're still learning on the job. But again, that does come with a little bit of pressure as well. So are you ready for the workforce? That's a question you should be asking. Now, 2 questions when you're actually starting to look for where you're applying. So Number one is, where are you comfortable going? So are you wanting to stay within your uni city, your home city, or are you comfortable going anywhere? And that's something that came up for me because I was applying mostly, well, to start off with, I was mostly applying Glasgow and Edinburgh because that was close. It's also Scotland, and it also allowed me to still have free bus travel. And then towards the end of it, I was like, actually, let me explore a bit more. So I started applying for London, as that's a city I kind of know. But the job that I did end up going to, they wanted me to be in Reading. They did have an office in Glasgow, so I kind of just asked to stay in Glasgow as the cost of moving down to Reading, say transport fees to go to and from the office, but also accommodation wise was going to be much more expensive. Whereas in the Glasgow office, I'm actually working from home, and I'm able to commute to the Glasgow office if I need to be, either for free with the free bus passes, or train, which is what I mostly use just because it's comfortable, faster as well, but it's still at a discount because I've got my real card and it's much faster. So questions you should ask yourself as well: where are you comfortable going? It is good to widen your horizon and also explore other cities as well, but at the same time, it depends whether you're still wanting to be involved with uni as well. Maybe staying within your uni city will be useful, as you'd have the societies being able to drop by your uni a lot faster, but something you should also be asking. And number two, finally, what skills and roles are you interested in? I think one, because computing is such a, sorry, I say this a lot because computing, but that is what I'm doing. I'm studying computer science. So because computing is something that people are able to enter a lot of jobs with the degree, it's quite a broad horizon of options and skills and opportunities you could be searching for. So for me, mainly, I was searching software dev because I felt like I needed to gain more skills and understanding of that, because I just felt that I needed to build up skills with software engineering and software development. And then I also was looking for points of interest for me, which was databases, SQL, and a little bit of cybersecurity. As my internship, I touched into cybersecurity, so I wanted to see what that would be like mainly. So I applied for those areas, and the role I ended up with was tech consulting, which was actually a miracle, a blessing in disguise, because it's something that is quite interested in. I'm happy with how it's working, and I can also see how, even if I wasn't going to stay with the company or continue to use the skill sets that I'm currently using now, I can see how the tech consulting role will be something that would be quite nice to experience in. So what skills are you looking to gain? What type of roles, positioning, and then also what are your interests? I feel like those are the three areas you should be applying for, looking for, as that they can have crossover, but they also widen the search. And that's all from me on suggestions or questions you should be asking yourself, but obviously have a much deeper dive and much deeper think about whether placement will be right for you and how you want to approach it, as it is quite a big thing to do. Stepping away from your degree for 12 months in search of experience is something that is very useful, but it is also a big task to take on. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to comment down below. I'll try to answer them. Thank you so much for getting to the end of this video, and I hope I catch you next time.